Toughen your mind, because life will not wait for you. It will not slow down. It will not make things easier. It will not adjust to your comfort. Let me tell you something. Most people are not weak in their body. They are weak in their mind. And that's why they break so easily. One problem and they panic. One failure and they quit. One setback and they give up. But listen carefully. It was never the problem that broke them. It was their mind. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Because life will test you again and again. Not to destroy you, but to reveal you. So in this message, we're going to talk about something serious. Something real. Something life-changing. How to toughen your mind so the world cannot break you. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Let's start here with a truth most people try to avoid. Life is not easy. It was never designed to be. There will be pressure. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when things don't go your way. And in those moments you have two choices. You can wish life were easier, or you can become stronger. That's the difference. Now let me ask you something. When life gets difficult, what happens to you? Do you stay calm? Do you stay focused? Do you stay disciplined? Or do you panic? Do you complain? Do you give up? Because that reaction comes from one place. Your mind. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant the right seeds, weeds will grow. A weak mind sees problems as barriers. A strong mind sees problems as challenges. Same situation, different response. That's the power of mental strength. You see, life doesn't break people. Weak thinking does. When your mind is fragile, every setback feels like the end. Every failure feels permanent. Every obstacle feels too big. And so you stop. You hesitate. You hold back. But when your mind is strong, something different happens. You adapt. You adjust. You keep going. It's not what happens that determines your future. It's what you do about it. That's where power comes from. Not in avoiding difficulty, but in handling it. Let's be honest. Most people spend their lives trying to make things comfortable. They avoid risk. They avoid pressure. They avoid anything that challenges them. But comfort creates weakness. Because if you never face difficulty, you never grow stronger. Think about it. Muscles grow through resistance, not comfort. And your mind works the same way. You must learn to handle the winters. Winters will come. Hard times. Unexpected setbacks. Moments that test you. And those moments will either build you or break you, depending on how strong your mind is. Now here's the good news. Mental strength is not something you're born with. It's something you build day by day, thought by thought, decision by decision. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you get stronger. Every time you stay calm under pressure, you get stronger. Every time you push forward, even when it's hard, you get stronger. And slowly your mindset begins to change. You stop fearing challenges. You start expecting them. You stop avoiding pressure. You start embracing it. Because now, you understand something powerful. Growth lives in difficulty. If you will do the hard things, your life will be easy. Let that sink in. Most people try to make life easy and end up with a hard life. But those who accept difficulty, who train their mind, who face challenges head on, they build a life of strength. Now, let me give you something practical. Next time something goes wrong, pause. Don't react immediately. Don't let emotion take control. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? What can I do better? That shift changes everything. Because now, you're not a victim of circumstances. You're a student of life. Take responsibility for your thoughts. Take responsibility for your actions. That's how you build mental toughness. Not in big moments, but in small ones. Daily, consistently. Because every challenge you face is an opportunity. An opportunity to grow stronger, to think better, to become better. Let me leave you with this. Life will test you again and again. The question is not, will it be hard? The question is, will you be ready? Because if your mind is weak, life will break it. But if your mind is strong, nothing can stop you. So don't wish for an easier life. Toughen your mind. Let's talk about a limit. Most people never question. A limit that feels real but isn't. It's the moment when your mind says, I'm tired. I can't go on. I've had enough. And you stop. But here's the truth. You're not done. Not even close. There's a concept. Simple, powerful, life-changing. The 40% rule. It says this. When your mind tells you you're finished, you've only used about 40% of your capacity. Think about that. That means there's still 60% left. More strength, more focus, more effort. But most people never reach it. Why? Because they believe the voice in their head. Your mind will always give up before your body does. That voice feels convincing. It sounds logical. It says you've done enough. Take a break. Stop now. And if you're not careful, you listen. You stop early. You quit too soon. You settle for less. Not because you had to, but because you believed you had to. Let me ask you something. How many times have you stopped? Not because you couldn't continue, but because you didn't want to. That's the difference. Physical limits are real, but most of the time you don't reach them. You stop at mental limits. Limits created by comfort, by habit, by fear of discomfort. If you don't push yourself, you'll never know your true limits. Now, let's go deeper. Why does the mind quit early? Because it wants to protect you. It avoids pain. It avoids effort. It avoids anything uncomfortable. So the moment things get hard, it sends a signal. Stop. But that signal is not truth. It's a suggestion. And you have a choice. You can accept it or you can challenge it. Because every time you push past that voice, something powerful happens. You expand your limits. What used to feel impossible becomes possible. What used to feel hard becomes manageable. And slowly you become stronger. Discipline is doing what you should do, even when you don't feel like it. That's how you break the 40% barrier. Not by waiting for motivation, but by acting despite resistance. Let me give you a simple example. You're working on something important. You feel tired. Your mind says, that's enough for today. Now you have two options. Option 1. Stop. Feel comfortable. Stay the same. Option 2. Push a little more. 5 more minutes. 1 more step. A little more effort. And that small push, that's where growth happens. Because you're not just doing more work. You're building mental strength. You're teaching your mind, I don't quit when it gets hard. And that lesson changes everything. Now understand this. You don't need to push to extremes every day. But you must learn to go beyond your comfort. Because comfort is where progress stops. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. And most people choose easy. They stop early. They settle quickly. They avoid discomfort. And over time, that becomes their habit. But if you want to be different, you must act differently. When your mind says, stop, ask yourself, can I do a little more? And most of the time, the answer is yes. That's the 60% you haven't used yet. And every time you access it, you grow stronger, more disciplined, more resilient. Your limits are not where you think they are. They are further, beyond discomfort, beyond doubt, beyond that voice telling you to quit. So the next time your mind says, I'm done, don't stop. Pause. Breathe. And take one more step. Because success lives just beyond the point where most people quit. Push past 40% and discover what you're truly capable of. If you don't change what you are doing today, all of your tomorrows will look like yesterday. Let's talk about rewards. Because every mindset comes with a price. And every mindset comes with a reward. Now here's the truth. You don't get rewarded for what you want. You get rewarded for who you are. And who you are is shaped by your mind. So let's look at both sides. The weak mind. At first, it feels comfortable. You avoid difficulty. You avoid pressure. You avoid anything that challenges you. And in the moment, that feels good. No stress. No discomfort. No struggle. But that comfort comes with a cost. Because a weak mind quits early. It gives up when things get hard. It looks for excuses. It waits for better conditions. And over time, that creates a pattern. A pattern of stopping. A pattern of settling. A pattern of staying the same. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. So the reward of a weak mind is short-term comfort. But the long-term result? Frustration, regret, missed opportunities. Because deep down, you know you could have done more. You know you had potential, but you didn't push. And that's the hardest part. Not failure, but knowing you didn't give your best. Now let's look at the other side. The toughened mind. At first, it's uncomfortable. You face challenges. You push through resistance. You do things even when you don't feel like it. And in the moment, it's not easy. It requires effort, discipline, consistency. But here's the difference. A strong mind keeps going. It doesn't quit at the first sign of difficulty. It doesn't collapse under pressure. It adapts, adjusts, moves forward. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And over time, something powerful happens. You start to grow. Your confidence increases. Your discipline strengthens. Your results improve. Because now, you're doing what others won't do. You're pushing when others stop. You're staying consistent when others quit. And that difference creates a different life. Now let's compare. A weak mind chooses comfort and gets a hard life. A strong mind chooses challenge and builds an easier life. If you will do the hard things, your life will be easy. That's the trade-off. You can have comfort now and struggle later, or you can face discomfort now and enjoy the rewards later. The choice is yours. But understand this. Every day, you are choosing. When you avoid effort, you're choosing weakness. When you push through resistance, you're choosing strength. And those choices add up, day by day, decision by decision, until one day, they define your life. Now let me ask you something. Which reward do you want? Short-term comfort or long-term success? Because you cannot have both. You must choose. You are the average of the choices you make every day. So choose wisely. Choose discipline over comfort. Choose growth over ease. Choose strength over weakness. Because the rewards of a tough mind are worth it. Confidence, control, freedom, the ability to face anything and not break. A weak mind will always look for the easy way. A strong mind becomes the better way. So don't chase comfort. Build strength, because in the end, your life will reflect the condition of your mind. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Let's make this practical. Not theory, not motivation, but application. Because a strong mind is not built in one day. It is built in repetition, in discipline, in daily choices. So let me give you something simple, something powerful, something you can start today. 12 days. A short commitment, but if done right, it can change the way you think, the way you act, the way you live. Now listen carefully. This is not about perfection. It is about practice. Day 1 to day 3. Awareness. First, you observe yourself, your thoughts, your reactions, your habits. When something goes wrong, do you panic? Do you complain? Or do you stay calm? You don't change yet. You simply watch. Because you cannot improve what you do not see. Self-awareness is the beginning of all change. Day 4 to day 6. Control. Now you begin to intervene. When your mind says, I can't do this, you respond, I will try. When your emotions rise, you pause. You breathe. You think. You begin to control your reactions. Not perfectly, but intentionally. This is where discipline starts. Day 7 to day 9. Action under pressure. Now it gets real. You do the work, even when you don't feel like it. You show up, even when it's uncomfortable. Because a tough mind is not emotional. It is disciplined. Discipline is doing what you should do, even when you don't feel like it. And each time you act under pressure, you grow stronger. Day 10 to day 12. Mental strength identity. Now something begins to change. You stop thinking like someone who struggles and start thinking like someone who is strong. You don't say, I hope I can handle this. You say, I will handle this. You don't avoid challenges. You face them, because now you are building identity. And identity is powerful. It determines how you respond to life. You become what you repeatedly do. Now let me tell you what happens after 12 days. You don't become perfect, but you become aware. You become stronger. You become more in control. Your thoughts slow down. Your reactions improve. Your discipline increases. And most importantly, you begin to trust yourself. Because every day, you showed up even when it was hard, even when you didn't feel like it. And that builds something priceless. Confidence. Not loud confidence. Not ego, but quiet strength. The kind that says, I can handle this. Now let's be honest. 12 days is not magic, but it is momentum. And momentum changes everything. Because once you prove to yourself that you can control your mind, you stop feeling weak. You stop reacting emotionally. You start responding intelligently. The greatest victory is the victory over yourself. So here is your challenge. Start your 12 days. Not tomorrow. Not later. Today. Observe your mind. Control your reactions. Take disciplined action. And slowly, you will notice something changing. Not your circumstances first, but your mindset. And when your mindset changes, everything else follows. So commit. 12 days. One step at a time. Because a tough mind is built daily. Start now and become stronger than you were yesterday. Life will either make you strong or it will break you. And the difference is not life itself. It is your mind. Let's bring everything together now. Everything we've talked about. The struggle, the discipline, the pressure, the 40%, the daily practice. It all leads to one destination. Becoming unbreakable. Now understand something deeply. Life will not stop testing you. It will not become easier on command. It will not wait for you to feel ready. Challenges will come. Pressure will rise. Problems will appear. That is life. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. So the question is never, how do I avoid difficulty? The real question is, how do I become stronger than it? And the answer is simple. You toughen your mind. Not once. Not sometimes. But daily. Because an unbreakable mind is not built in a moment. It is built in repetition, in discipline, in consistency. Let me show you what an unbreakable mind looks like. It doesn't panic when things go wrong. It adapts. It doesn't quit when things get hard. It pushes through. It doesn't complain about pressure. It uses pressure to grow. Pressure does not break a strong mind. It reveals it. Now, think about that. Pressure is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It shows you where you are weak and where you need to grow. But most people run from pressure, avoid discomfort, escape challenge. And because of that, they stay the same. But not you. You are learning something different. You are learning how to stay calm under pressure, how to think clearly under stress, how to act with discipline when emotions rise. And that is power. Because when your mind is strong, nothing outside can control you. Not failure, not fear, not difficulty. You become steady, unshaken, focused. A strong mind can carry a heavy life. Let that sink in. Because life will be heavy. Responsibility, problems, pressure. But a strong mind does not collapse. It carries it. Now, let's go deeper. To become unbreakable, you must stop reacting emotionally and start responding consciously. When something goes wrong, pause, think, respond. Not panic, not quit, not complain, because your response defines your strength. And every time you respond correctly, you grow stronger, day by day, moment by moment, until one day, you realize something powerful. Nothing can shake you like it used to. Doubt doesn't control you. Fear doesn't stop you. Pressure doesn't break you. You've changed. You are not what happens to you. You are what you choose to become. So, choose wisely. Choose discipline over emotion. Choose strength over comfort. Choose growth over fear. Because that is how you become unbreakable. The world will not become easier, but you can become stronger. And when you do, everything changes. You don't avoid life anymore. You face it. You don't fear challenges. You welcome them. Because now you understand a tough mind cannot be broken. It can only be built. So, build it. Every day, in every situation, in every decision. And remember this, always. Toughen your mind, or the world will break it. Don't wish for an easy life. Wish for a strong mind. Take a moment. Let everything settle. Because this is the real message. Life will not slow down for you. It will not become softer for you. It will not remove its challenges. But it will do one thing. It will reveal who you are. And that is why this message matters. Not just to inspire you, but to prepare you. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. So, be careful what you allow into your mind. Be careful how you think. Be careful how you react. Be careful what you accept. Because every thought, every reaction, every decision is shaping you. Now you have a choice. You can stay the same, or you can become stronger. You can avoid discomfort, or you can build discipline. You can quit early, or you can push through. But understand this. Every choice has a consequence, and your future is simply the result of those choices. So stop waiting for life to become easier. Stop waiting for motivation to appear. Stop waiting for the right moment, because there is no perfect moment. There is only this moment. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, and that bridge is built one decision at a time, one action at a time, one day at a time. So, build it. Stay committed. Stay consistent. Stay strong. Because in the end, it is not about how easy your life is. It is about how strong your mind is. And when your mind becomes strong, nothing outside can break you. So remember this always. Toughen your mind, and you become unbreakable. Half.